Bitcoin doesn't care about your socioeconomic background. It doesn't care about your political leanings. It doesn't care about how you identify yourself as your gender or sex. It doesn't care about how much school you've had. It doesn't care about how much money your family has. It doesn't matter what your race is. It doesn't matter what your belief system is. It doesn't matter what your political views are. It doesn't matter what your spiritual and religious views are. It does not matter at all. However, as a technology and an opportunity, it is the great equalizer. You could be unimpressive and, quote, dumb as a rock, low IQ person. If you heard about Bitcoin in, let's say, 2015, and let's say you put like $5,000 in it, you'd be a multi-millionaire this day. People think, oh, I can't afford $106,000 to buy Bitcoin. You can buy fractional Bitcoin. You could put $10 in and get Bitcoin for $10, $5, whatever it is, $100. So look into it, because this is an opportunity to build generational wealth. No hyperbole. Forget all the hype. Forget what people that know less about Bitcoin than you tell you. People that know more about Bitcoin tell you. Do your own research and you will understand how fundamentally supply and demand economics works in this, where all these large mega institutional players are going. And the messaging that came out of this conference was just buy more, basically. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the End-to-End Podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Yun Win, also known as the Ninja or Prolific Ninja by my family and friends, and because my fans are my friends, you can call me Ninja too. This is the End-to-End Podcast, the alpha to the omega, the beginning to the end, time of life, motivation, drive, success, self-improvement, and offering you morsels in this all-you-can-eat buffet called life. Back in Houston, in the studio, after a whirlwind week last week in Las Vegas. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that when we get into the episode. But before we do that, I want to start the episode as I start every day. If you're new to the show, I'm a physician, I'm a lawyer, business guy. I've had my law practice for over 20 plus years, helping thousands of clients with millions of dollars. I've launched health tech, crypto, blockchain, legal tech companies. There's a lot going on. So by reference, though, out of all that I've accomplished thus far, and I'm not successful by any stretch of the imagination, I do one thing continuously, and that is give thanks. Every morning when I wake up, I give thanks to God and the universe for another day to hopefully be great and hopefully inspire just one person to live to their fullest controllable potential. That's what this podcast is about, because a lot of things are out of our control, but that which is in our control, we must fulfill our fullest potential. And with that, I want to thank everybody out there who's made this program such a fantastic journey for me over the last 3+ years. We've broadcasted an episode every week on the week for the last 3+ years, and then also the reels and so on social media, short form content. So thank you all out there who've been sharing the show. And the way this works, if you're new to the show or if you've listened for a while, this works on a karmic exchange, meaning I believe in energy and karma, and that energy can't be created nor destroyed. It just changes forms. And so if I'm giving you energy and if I'm giving you solid information that you can apply or you find value in, then the exchange here is for you to share the show, and that rebalances the energy. If not, you got to follow all the projects that I'm working on. So KiraConnector.com, LegacyXToken.com, WestLoopLaw.com, PFASInjuryAttorney.com, which is a cancer campaign where we're helping close to now 1,500 cancer clients that have been affected by the forever chemical, or PFAS, in the water. So if you know anybody in any of these spaces, please go visit the websites, follow us on social, or whatever the case may be. But at worst case, if you found value in the show, share the show. As I like to say, if your knowledge swole, share the show. That's how we grow, and that's how we do this together to influence billions of lives across the planet. And it is happening. We're getting followers and from all across the globe listening to this episode, prior episodes, and all of our short form content. So you are a part of that. And so I just want to say thank you for that. So back in the studio, it is hot as hell. If I'm sounding a little nasally, it's because I spent the last week plus in Las Vegas at the Bitcoin 2025 conference. And gosh, this thing, if you're familiar with blockchain or crypto, or if you're just new to it, forget all the meme coins and all the BS coins. You got to go after blockchain technology that is fundamental. Okay, so the conference was amazing, and anything I say in this particular episode is no endorsement of any token or anything like that, but just wanted to share with you my experience at the conference. I got to meet the who's who of blockchain, over 36,000 attendees, which is the largest conference ever, I believe, were in attendance. So if you don't think Bitcoin itself is a thing, do your research, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you about it all day long ad nauseum. But got to meet the chairman of Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy. Regardless of your political leanings, Don Jr., Eric Trump, Vivek Ramaswamy, all the names that are supporting and backing blockchain, Bitcoin as an asset store value, as a network exchange, as an energy exchange. It actually is, if you understand it to its core. It was all about it. This place was packed. But there's two lessons to be learned here that I took away primarily from the conference. Regardless of what you think about Bitcoin, there are very few technologies that I believe are like the ultimate equalizer. And when I say the ultimate equalizer, Bitcoin, however you view it, is the ultimate equalizer. And what I mean by that, your gender or sex. It doesn't care about how much school you've had. It doesn't care about, how much money your family has had or if you're some inheritance. It doesn't matter what your race is. It doesn't matter what your belief system is. It doesn't matter what your political views are. It doesn't matter what your spiritual and religious views are. It does not matter at all. However, as a technology and an opportunity, it is the great equalizer. You could be, and this is no judgment, you could be as unimpressive and, quote, dumb as a rock, low IQ person. Okay? But if you heard about Bitcoin in, let's say, 2015, and let's say you put like $5,000 in it, you'd be a multi-millionaire this day, had you held on to it, of course, right? And then there's a little caveat there, right? A lot of people's like, oh man, you got into Bitcoin in 2013 when it was like $500. Yes, but the reality is would you have held on for this long where it's whatever it is today, $106,000? Or would you have likely sold out when it was like $10,000, right? If you went from $500 to $10,000 in an investment, whatever percentage that is, would you have sold out at $50,000? You probably would have. You're like, damn, I made whatever, 10x, 100x on this deal. I'm out, right? So the reality is those people that bought way back when would have unlikely have held it all the way through today. Now, there are some that would have, that did, but there are few that likely would have. But in any case, going back to my main point, Bitcoin is the ultimate equalizer. You could be triple PhD in economics, computer science, and whatever the else, medicine, heard about Bitcoin in 2015 and thought to yourself, man, this is a scam, and didn't get involved and missed out on all this upside. So you see, it doesn't matter who you are as long as you believe in Bitcoin and the blockchain. And had you did that, or if you are into that, and if you want to be in that, it is the great equalizer. So if you are in it, congratulations, keep learning more. If you're new to it or are not in it, I highly, highly suggest you do your research and look to get into it. It's not an economic thing. Let me just tell you that. The true core of people into Bitcoin and the blockchain is mainly about individual freedom. Let me repeat that. The true nature of Bitcoin and the network and energy that's moving around in Bitcoin, it's actually a store of energy, not of value. But the people that are in it, the core folks, understand that Bitcoin is really about freedom. So I highly encourage you, and you're going to say, but wait, it's at 106,000. It's gone straight up since whenever. That's true. But if you understand supply and demand economics, And if you understand that mathematically, there will only ever be 21 million full Bitcoin, you will understand why you need to get into it. You will understand why it is ultimately the greatest storage of energy, of value, of opportunity, and most importantly, of freedom there is. Okay, so it's way, way, way early. And if you can withstand the volatility, which means the hypergyration sometimes in the market, and if you are patient, I promise you, you will be rewarded. I keep telling people, some of you might be too young, but there are some of you that are old enough. There used to be an 80s and 90s infomercial called Ronco. It was this dude, he was wearing an apron, white guy. He'd pitch in front of an audience. It was a rotisserie oven, like you'd put your chicken in there and it just spin in this oven, for whatever, a couple hours, and then you have this chicken. Well, the theme of the show was that he'd put the chicken in the oven and he'd say, and now you put the chicken in the oven and you just set it, and then the audience would scream, and you forget it, because literally you could put it in the oven and let it just cook. That's what it is for me, and a great way that I tell everybody that gets involved with Bitcoin, especially, or with crypto, is that these are things where you just put your money in, you set it, and you just don't even think about it. Forget it. And then whatever, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years down the road, you open it up and you're like, holy shit, I'm worth $30 million. Bitcoin will be like that, in my opinion. Again, not formal financial advice. Do your own research before you put money in. However, it is fundamentally way, way, way super early. And the last thing I'll say is, people think, I can't afford $106,000 to buy Bitcoin. You can buy fractional Bitcoin. You could put $10 in and get Bitcoin for $10, $5, whatever it is, $100. So look into it, because this is an opportunity to build generational wealth. No hyperbole. This is an opportunity to build generational wealth. If you do your research, if you understand fundamentally what it is. Forget all the hype. Forget what people that know less about Bitcoin than you tell you. People that know more about Bitcoin tell you. Do your own research and you will understand how fundamentally supply and demand economics works in this, where all these large mega institutional players are going. And the messaging that came out of this conference was just buy more, basically. The second and more main point, and this applies not just to this conference, but any conference you go to, whatever your industry is. If there are different levels of passes to these conferences, right? So there's the general admission, there's like the mid-tier, and usually there's like the max tier ticket sale, like super VIP. Whatever you can do, get the super VIP ticket. Whatever you can do. And there's a reason. Like in this particular case, it was called the whale pass. The whale, because if you own a lot of Bitcoin, and I'm not suggesting how much I own or whatever, but people I know own a lot, there's this whale pass. And the whale pass gets you like private access to all these unique meetings and events that general other admission was unable to do. So I think it was general admission was like $200. There's a mid-tier pass for like $1,000. And for a while, the whale pass was $10,000. The day of the event, the whale pass shot up to $21,000. Okay. I was able to access a whale pass. I'm not going to tell you how. But getting into the private meetings, that's where all the things happen at these conferences. It's not in the general lectures where, thousands of people are sitting listening to somebody talk. Generally in the expo area where you have vendors, there's some business going on, but the real deals are happening in the ultra high VIP areas. To give you an example, for me, I have Legacy X token. It's a utility platform that puts real world individual estates on the blockchain. I can't tell you how many people I met that's like, I'm ready to put money in your deal. And when I'm talking like $1,000, I'm talking several zeros. I met one person, extremely high in military intelligence, is like, man, I can get you in the Department of Defense like tomorrow. Those kind of deals don't happen in general admission. Those things happen because you're in the area where people are making shit happen. And when you're in that area, the mentality there is let's make some shit happen. What do you got? What do I got? It kind of goes back to the last podcast. People are looking at what can I get from you? It's that mentality there in a nice professional way, not in an animus way, not in a competitive way. It's like, hey, what can I get from you? This is what you can get from me. Do those things overlap? Okay, let's do a deal together. And it could be money, it could be value, it could be service, whatever, but let's do a deal. That was the overall mentality. In fact, through the whale pass, and this correlates to my second thing, is once you're in that area, do not be afraid to talk. Do not be afraid to introduce yourself. If you spent that much money to get into that area, let's hypothetically say I spent $21,000 that day, and I went in there acting shy and just held to myself, what a fucking waste of money. So if you're spending that cash to get in that area, you need to talk to as many people as you can possibly talk to. And so in this particular instance, randomly, I'm just sitting there and I see a guy walk by and I see his name tag and I'm coming in with a quasi agenda. I don't have a specific agenda, but there are certain projects that I want to work on. And one was a certain unique kind of crypto wallet, a digital wallet. And so this guy walks by and his sign says Pure Wallet. And I just, hey, what's Pure Wallet, man? I have no idea who this guy is. I say, yo, you, what's Pure Wallet? He turns around and we have this robust discussion with his team about what he does, what Pure Wallet's all about, how it can put what's called cold storage on your phone, which is new. Like nobody has solved the issue of how do you put cold. So if you're new to crypto, hot storage is wherever you store your crypto, it's still tied to the internet. There's still a connection, so it's hot. Cold storage is when you remove those tokens or coins and put it on a USB drive, and you store it in your safe, and so there's no internet connection that can get to it. Cold storage. Well, the problem with cold storage is how many times have you lost your flash drive? Happens a lot, right? Or you mistakenly overwrite it with something else because you thought it was blank, but it's your flash drive that has all of your crypto on it. Gone. Or somebody throws it in the trash or whatever. So this company was the first one that was able to put cold storage on your phone. First one ever. So I'm like, well, that's unique. And so we get to talking, and sure enough, several days later of hanging out, talking at the conference and so on, I'm part of their team now. I'm part of their executive team. I still am doing what I'm doing with my law firm and everything, but now I'm part of the executive team of Pure Wallet. So check it out, purewallet.ai. Pure Wallet, P-U-R-E, wallet. Part of the executive team, part of the growth development team. It's a big deal. Potentially worth multiple billions of dollars. And so I give you this analogy or this story just to say that if you're in real business and you're going to these conferences, which you will do, get the max pass you can possibly afford. In fact, beg, steal, or borrow, facetiously speaking. Get whatever you can get to get the max pass, because that is where everything is happening. I guarantee you, I promise you, that is where everything is happening. There's so much conversation, so much robustness. Everybody in the whale room knew it was about business, although it was free drinks and food all week long. And after parties and VIP and this, that, and the other, like you're getting all the goodies and all that. But everybody knew it was about doing business. There was another economics professor who's starting a hedge fund. 60% return year over year, just starting out. Hey, I need an attorney to help me build out the fund. Okay, let's talk. Now, how do you think that worked out? So here we are. Conference season. If you're going into a conference, whatever industry you're in. It could be video production. It could be restauranting. It could be franchising, whatever. If there is a max level pass, go for it. You got to go for it. If you want to accelerate your growth, because everybody there is looking for that exact thing. Who do I need to talk to accelerate what I'm doing, and whatever are they doing, can I help them? That's the mentality. And you cannot be bashful to talk. So just wanted to share my experiences at Bitcoin 2025. You're definitely going to see me at Bitcoin 2026 with the whale pass, of course. But two takeaways. If you're not into Bitcoin, research and look to get into it. If you're into it, look into it more, because it is way, way early. And outside of the conference, in any other conference you go to, make sure you get the highest level pass you can possibly get to get the maximum amount of value extracted from that conference. And then thirdly, out of all this, you got to follow up. You got to follow up, be persistent, follow up. I'm about to fly to South Korea at some point in time real quick to meet the team that built Pure Wallet. It's a military-grade technology from South Korea. And we're looking to do potentially some big things in the Bay Area with some big, I can't speak much to it, but some big opportunities. So check out purewallet.ai. They're doing a pre-sale on a token that's associated to the wallet. Check that out as well. Pure Wallet, check it out. But in any instance, look to get into Bitcoin specifically. Okay, none of this meme, Pepe, nothing against them. But you got to look at crypto with real base blockchain technology like Legacy X token, things like that. The meme coins, you can catch a run, but if you don't, you're going to get what's called rug pulled. So be very, very careful. And none of this, again, is formal financial advice. So back from Bitcoin, I'm still trying to recover from this traveling yet again. One thing to note is if you're in Austin, June 12th, which is next Thursday from the time you listen to this, be in Austin, Health Supernova at the Capital Factory, CAPITAL, not OLAL, Capital Factory. June 12th is the Health Supernova. My company, CureConnector.com, is the head sponsor. Go there, check it out. You're going to network. Fortunately, there's only one level pass, so just get in. It's like $100 or something, but you get full-on networking as far as understanding what is coming down the pipeline in health tech, patient care delivery, and where the direction of healthcare is going into the next future with AI and so forth. So check out Health Supernova at the Capital Factory. Headline sponsor, CureConnector.com, June 12th. I think it starts at 9 a.m. Be there, and you'll get to meet me in person. If you want to meet me in person, happy to talk at any time. So with that, glad to be back. I'm going to close the show as I close my night. If you're new to the show, before my head hits a pillow and I close my eyes, I always thank God and the universe again, being grateful, always being grateful for another day to hopefully have inspired somebody to live to their fullest controllable potential, and to thank you for liking, commenting, following, sharing the show. So like I said, if you're knowledge swole, share the show. That's how we grow. Do not owe me a karmic debt. Balance off that karmic exchange by following or by sharing the show. And alternatively, CureConnector.com, LegacyXToken.com, PureWallet.ai, WestSoupLaw.com. Follow us, give us a like. Scroll through. You might find some other interesting items. But looking forward to bringing you but be great today. Be even more grateful, and looking forward to bringing you another episode very, very soon.